Pregnant mom jumps from balcony to flee fire. When police arrive, they arrest her husband. Anna stands on her second-floor balcony taking in the peaceful suburban view. The air is warm, a gentle breeze ruffling her hair. She places a hand on her swollen belly, feeling her baby kick. It's a moment of calm in her busy life, a life that's about to be turned upside down in the most unexpected way. Suddenly, Anna smells smoke. Her heart races as she looks around, trying to find the source. She can't see any flames, but the smoke is getting thicker. Panic grips her. She knows she has to act fast to protect her unborn child. Her mind races through possible exits, and she decides the quickest way out is the balcony. Welcome back to PlotTwister. Before we unravel today's mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you're always in the loop. Anna takes a deep breath, her mind clouded with fear. She climbs over the railing, looking down at the ground below. It's a terrifying drop, but she has no choice. With her heart pounding, she jumps, bracing herself for the impact. She hits the ground hard, pain shooting through her body, but she doesn't have time to think about it. She needs to get away from the smoke, from the fire that she believes is consuming her home. Neighbors hear the commotion and rush out to help. They call 911, frantically explaining that the pregnant woman has jumped from a balcony. The fire department and paramedics arrive quickly. They find Anna on the ground struggling to breathe, tears streaming down her face. She's terrified for her baby more than herself. As the paramedics lift Anna onto a stretcher, she keeps asking about her baby, her voice shaking. They reassure her, telling her that they're taking her to the hospital where she and her baby will be safe. The fire department searches the apartment trying to locate the fire, but what they find leaves them puzzled. Meanwhile, Tom, Anna's husband, gets a call about the incident. His heart drops. He rushes to the hospital, his mind racing with worry. When he arrives, he finds Anna in a hospital bed, her face pale, her body bruised. He holds her hand, trying to comfort her, but his own fear is palpable. The doctors come in, checking on Anna and the baby. They tell her that the baby appears to be fine, much to her relief. But the ordeal is far from over. The police arrive, asking questions, trying to piece together what happened. Anna's mind is a whirlwind of confusion and fear. She just wants to understand why this happened, and the answers are nowhere in sight yet. Anna's heart is still racing as she remembers the terrifying jump from the balcony. The impact was brutal. Her body aches, but her primary concern is the safety of her baby. She lies on the ground, surrounded by neighbors who are trying to help, their faces a mix of concern and fear. The sound of sirens grows louder, and soon the street is filled with emergency vehicles. The paramedics work quickly, carefully lifting Anna onto a stretcher. She winces in pain, but keeps asking about her baby. Her voice is shaky, filled with desperation. They reassure her, telling her they are heading to the hospital where doctors can check on both of them. The fire department moves into the apartment, their faces set with determination to find the fire Anna was so afraid of. At the hospital, doctors and nurses swarm around Anna. She feels overwhelmed by the flurry of activity, the bright lights and the beeping machines. Tom arrives, his face pale and eyes wide with fear. He rushes to Anna's side, holding her hand tightly. He tries to comfort her, but his own anxiety is palpable. The doctors run tests, checking Anna and monitoring the baby's heartbeat. After what feels like an eternity, they tell her that her baby appears to be fine. Relief washes over her, but it's tinged with the lingering fear of the unknown. Back at the apartment, firefighters conduct a thorough investigation. They find no fire, only smoke from what seems to be a malfunctioning smoke machine. This discovery puzzles them. They begin to question the neighbors, gathering statements about what they saw and heard. The neighbors describe Anna's panic, her jump, and the thick smoke pouring out of the apartment. Meanwhile, the police arrive at the hospital. They need to understand what happened. They start by interviewing Anna, who is still shaken and confused. She describes the smoke, the fear, the desperate need to protect her baby. Her account is filled with genuine terror, her voice trembling as she recounts the events. Tom's turn comes next. He tries to stay calm, explaining how he got the call and rushed to the hospital. His hands shake slightly as he speaks. The police take note of everything, their suspicion subtly growing. Something about the situation doesn't add up, and they're determined to get to the bottom of it. As the evening wears on, Anna lies in her hospital bed, exhausted but unable to sleep. Tom stays by her side, his presence a small comfort amidst the chaos. They're both haunted by the day's events, seeking answers that remain just out of reach. The tension in the air is thick as everyone waits to uncover the truth behind the smoke and the terrifying leap that could have ended so much worse. As the fire department finishes their investigation at the apartment, they find no evidence of a fire, only smoke from the malfunctioning smoke machine. This strange discovery shifts the focus from a tragic accident to a potential crime. The firefighters contact the police to relay their findings, and the police immediately take over the investigation, sensing something more sinister might be at play. At the hospital, officers sit down with Anna to get a detailed account of what happened. She's still shaken, her voice quivering as she describes the thick smoke filling the apartment and her desperate need to escape. Her fear is palpable, and the officers listen intently, noting every detail. They ask about any recent issues or strange occurrences at home. But Anna, confused and exhausted, can only recount the immediate events leading to her jump. The police then turn their attention to Tom. They find him in the hospital hallway, pacing anxiously. When they approach, he tries to stay calm, answering their questions with what he hopes sounds like certainty. He explains he was at work when he got the call about Anna and rushed to the hospital. His hands tremble slightly, and his eyes dart around, avoiding direct contact with the officers. As the police mention the neighbors, a clearer picture begins to form. Several neighbors mention hearing a loud argument earlier that day, though no one saw exactly what happened. The officers piece together the timeline, noting the inconsistencies between Tom's account and the neighbors' statements. The smoke machine found in the living room becomes a focal point of the investigation. It's an unusual item to have, especially given the circumstances. Back at the hospital, Anna starts to piece together her own memories. She recalled small strange incidents from the past few months, things going missing, unsettling noises at odd hours, and Tom's increasingly erratic behavior. She hadn't thought much of it at the time, chalking it up to the stress of impending parenthood. Now these memories take on a more ominous tone. The police gather evidence from the apartment, meticulously combing through every room. They bag the smoke machine and other items that seem out of place. Meanwhile, Anna's realization grows. She begins to suspect that the smoke wasn't an accident. Her mind races with questions, but she's too scared and exhausted to voice them. As the investigation deepens, the tension between Anna and Tom grows. She starts to see him in a new, frightening light. The officers return to the hospital with more questions, probing deeper into Tom's background. They discover minor legal issues, small red flags that, in isolation, seemed insignificant but now add up to something much more concerning. Anna's confusion turns to a cold dread. She realizes that the man she thought she knew, the father of her unborn child, might be hiding something dark. The police's quiet determination to uncover the truth only adds to her growing fear. The investigation is far from over, and the answers they seek are inching closer, ready to expose the reality behind the terrifying events of that day. As the police delve deeper into their investigation, inconsistencies in Tom's story begin to surface. His account of that day's events doesn't align with what the neighbors reported. He mentioned being at work, yet several neighbors recall seeing him at home earlier, pacing outside looking agitated. The officers take note of these discrepancies, their suspicion growing. The officers return to the apartment to gather more evidence. They find more curious items, including tools and gadgets that seem out of place. They meticulously bag and tag everything, building their case. The smoke machine in particular raises numerous questions. Why would it be in the living room? How did it malfunction? These questions linger, fueling their suspicion. Meanwhile, Anna lies in her hospital bed, piecing together memories of Tom's recent behavior. She recalls the odd incidents more vividly now. The strange noises in the night, Tom's unusual explanations, and his increasing possessiveness. Her mind races, connecting dots she hadn't seen before. Fear gnaws at her, a realization forming that Tom might have orchestrated the entire ordeal. The police uncover more about Tom's past. Small legal issues that seemed trivial at the time now cast a darker shadow. Minor thefts, a couple of bar fights, nothing major, but enough to suggest a pattern of unstable behavior. They dig deeper, looking for connections, motives, anything that could explain the bizarre situation. Tom, feeling the pressure, starts to show signs of strain. He's jittery, defensive, and his alibis begin to crumble under scrutiny. The officers question him again, this time more aggressively, pressing him for details. His nervousness grows, and he fumbles his responses, further arousing their suspicion. Anna, growing more suspicious of Tom, starts to distance herself emotionally. She avoids eye contact, her trust in him eroded. The realization that Tom might be involved in something sinister terrifies her. She wants answers, but more than that, she wants to protect her unborn child. The police decide to bring Tom in for a formal interrogation. They present the evidence they've gathered, laying out the inconsistencies and the odd findings in the apartment. Tom tries to maintain his innocence, but his composure cracks. The pressure mounts and his anxiety is evident. As the tension reaches a breaking point, Anna's dread deepens. The man she thought she knew now seems like a stranger. She watches as the police take Tom away, her heart heavy with fear and confusion. The neighbors whisper among themselves, shocked by the turn of events. The community that once felt safe now feels tainted by the dark possibilities. In the police station, the interrogation room is tense. Tom sits across from the detectives, the weight of their suspicion heavy in the air. They press him with questions, each one slicing through his flimsy defenses. Tom's responses grow more desperate, his earlier confidence shattered. Anna, back in her hospital room, grapples with her emotions. She feels a mix of betrayal, fear, and anger. She clings to the hope that the police will uncover the truth, whatever it may be. The tension is palpable, the stakes incredibly high, and the truth, when it comes, promises to shatter their lives in unimaginable ways. The tension in the interrogation room is unbearable. Tom sits at the table, sweat beading on his forehead, his eyes darting nervously. The detectives across from him are relentless, their questions sharp and probing. They lay out the evidence, the smoke machine, the inconsistencies in his story, the neighbors' statements. Tom's defenses crumble with each passing minute. Unable to maintain his composure any longer, Tom breaks down. He confesses that he set up the smoke machine. His voice is shaky, filled with desperation. He claims he never meant to harm Anna, that he was only going to scare her a little, to keep her close, to control her. The detectives listen, their expressions hard. This is more than just a prank gone wrong. It's a deliberate act that put both Anna and their unborn child in grave danger. Back at the hospital, Anna lies awake, her mind in a whirlwind of fear and confusion. She hears footsteps approaching and looks up to see the detectives entering her room. Their faces are serious, but there's a hint of compassion in their eyes. They sit down and gently explain what they've learned. Tom has been arrested. He confessed to setting up the smoke machine to manipulate her. Anna's heart sinks. The man she loved, the father of her child, orchestrated this terrifying ordeal. The news spreads quickly through the neighborhood. Neighbors are shocked, unable to reconcile the image of Tom as a caring husband with the reality of his actions. They gather in small groups discussing the developments, their support for Anna unwavering. The community rallies around her, offering help and comfort in any way they can. Tom's arrest marks the beginning of a long legal process. The police explain to Anna the charges against him and the next steps. They reassure her that she and her baby are safe now, that Tom will be held accountable for his actions. Anna feels a mix of relief and devastation. The man she thought she knew is gone, replaced by someone she can barely comprehend. In the days following the arrest, Anna begins the difficult process of healing. She remains in the hospital for observation. The doctors keep a close eye on her and the baby. Friends and family visit, bringing flowers and words of encouragement. They sit with her, sharing stories, helping her find moments of laughter amidst the pain. The community's reaction is one of solidarity. They organize support groups, collect donations, and ensure that Anna knows she's not alone. Her neighbors check on her regularly, offering meals and running errands. The outpouring of love and support is overwhelming, a testament to the strength and compassion of the people around her. As Anna looks toward the future, she knows the road ahead will be challenging. She has to navigate the legal proceedings, deal with the emotional aftermath, and prepare for the arrival of her baby. But she's not alone. With the support of her community and the determination she finds within herself, she begins to rebuild her life. The police continue their investigation, ensuring that every detail is accounted for. They work tirelessly to ensure that Tom is brought to justice, providing Anna with a sense of closure and security. The ordeal has shaken her to her core, but it has also revealed her strength and resilience. As the days turn to weeks, Anna starts to envision a new beginning for herself and her child, one filled with hope and surrounded by a community that stands by her side. As the days turn into weeks, Anna begins to find a new rhythm in her life. The community's support never wavers. Friends, neighbors, and family members rally around her, offering their help in countless ways. Anna's strength and resilience become evident as she navigates through the legal proceedings and the emotional aftermath of Tom's arrest. She spends her days preparing for the baby's arrival, focusing on creating a safe and loving environment. The nursery, once a project she and Tom worked on together, becomes a symbol of her independence and determination. She decorates it with soft colors, filling it with baby clothes, toys, and books. Each item represents a step towards healing, a move towards a future where she and her baby can thrive. The legal process is challenging, but Anna faces it head-on with the support of her lawyer and her loved ones. Tom is held accountable for his actions and justice is served. The court proceedings bring a sense of closure, allowing Anna to finally put the traumatic events behind her. The weight of fear and betrayal starts to lift, replaced by a newfound sense of freedom and security. Anna's health continues to improve under the watchful eyes of her doctors. They monitor her closely, ensuring that both she and the baby are doing well. The bond between Anna and her unborn child grows stronger each day, providing her with the motivation to keep moving forward. She attends prenatal classes, learns about childbirth, and connects with other expectant mothers, building a network of support and friendship. One sunny afternoon, surrounded by friends and family, Anna goes into labor. The hospital room is filled with excitement and anticipation. She feels a mix of nerves and joy as the moment she'd been waiting for finally arrives. The labor is intense, but Anna remains focused and determined, drawing strength from the love and support around her. After hours of labor, Anna gives birth to a healthy baby girl. The room erupts in cheers and tears of happiness. Anna holds her daughter for the first time, overwhelmed with emotion. The baby's tiny fingers grasp hers, and in that moment, all the fear and pain of the past fade away. She names her daughter Hope, a testament to the journey they've both endured. As Anna cradles Hope in her arms, she feels a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. The future, once filled with uncertainty, now shines brightly with promise. She knows there will be challenges ahead, but she also knows she has the strength to overcome them. Surrounded by a community that loves and supports her, Anna looks forward to the adventures and joys that motherhood will bring. What are your thoughts on the twist we uncovered today? Comment your ideas below. Make sure to like and subscribe for a daily dose of drama and mystery. See you later with another twist.